Okay, today I'm doing a part 2 of this casting in tight quarters, casting Skagit line in tight quarters. I'm using a little bit shorter sink tip, and this fly, really super cool fly, again tied by my friend Nikki Page, who is an awesome artist and tyer. And this thing's got all kinds of rubber legs and cool feathers, and got some pretty significant barbell eyes, dumbbell eyes too. And anyway, I got a message from a friend of mine who's also a casting mentor. He said, get your D-loop out, get your anchor out there further. Make that cast. If you really want to cast tied into the brush, get that anchor out there way further, and you'll still get a great cast, if not a better in some situations, with your anchor way out in front of you. So today, I'll see if I can pull it off or not. Captain Quinn's Rodeo Cowboy Cast. Here's that fly again. The camera doesn't do it justice. It's a pretty sweet, awesome, gnarly, cool fly. Fishy, really fishy. I want to make sure everybody gets credit, so I first read about this on Spey Pages. Juro's snake roll cast. Point your rod downstream. Draw John Hazlett's hot dog with your rod tip, or counterclockwise. Set the anchor. See how far out it lands? Okay, then you pitch a big wedge of line out there, and there you're in Perry poke situation. Peel your line out round and do your cast. It's very simple. It's just go out there, point your rod downstream on the dangle, which is not to be confused with John Hazlett's hot dog. Anyway, draw a smooth. You can do it slow, a smooth. Sorry, John, I couldn't resist. Smooth oblong circle counterclockwise. The anchor plops out in front of you, and then you poke your line. For tight quarters, you can poke it way out there, and then a continuous motion cast. In these last two snake poke casts, my D-loop's pretty big, so it probably wouldn't be the best for tight quarters, but for reasonable quarters or reasonably semi-tight quarters, it works just great. There was a little talk about my last video that it wasn't really tight quarters, but the thing about it was there was trees hanging down. You see leaves fall off once in a while, and there was vines that hung out in front of the cliff. So yeah, there was plenty to hit, and I did hit it quite a bit. So I draw my counterclockwise little circle. You got to make it nice and smooth. I pitch it way out there, and then I kind of do a sidearm cast, continuous motion, and punch it out there. There's a lot of rod noise. It's pretty ugly. When I draw that counterclockwise hot dog, I like to start high and then accelerate just a little bit throughout the circle, and it'll plop that anchor way in front. I like to pitch that wedge way out there and do a quick continuous motion kind of sidearm cast and really pop the forward cast. To fish this cack-handed, I like to do a high lift snap tee, slamming the line into the water in a wedge shape with the anchor well in front, and then then a quick continuous motion side-armed forward cast with the D-loop way away from the rocks in this case. Also, it might be a little bit helpful to change the angle and maybe fish the run a little more, quartering downstream than usual, or maybe casting upstream. I just like to find any way to keep away from the brush. Nothing is worse than whacking your rod on a treetop. I used to use when I was trying to learn Edwards continuous motion, or constant motion, continuous tension, continuous motion. What the heck is it called? Continuous motion. Continuous motion. I used to say it all the time. Continuous load, okay? And I think the closest I came to getting a continuous load was using this cat. And what the cast does, you anchor it way out in front of you, and then when you make your sweep and circle up, you don't drag the fly in behind you at all. You keep the fly out in front of you. It's a really weird feeling cast. But it does work pretty cool. That will probably be a great cast. Captain Quinn's rodeo cowboy cat. For really tight situations, I'll see if I can pull it off or not.